How y'all doing? I'm Joshua Wiley, and this is part four of the reason why the devil and the Illuminati hate the seventh-day Sabbath. Now I'm gonna just jump right into it. Because when God showed this to me to share, it blew me away. You know, it's a blessing how you think you know everything about the word, and then God is like, but you haven't looked at it from this angle. And that's what he does to me all the time. No matter what story it is, he he always seems to say, well, Josh, have you looked at it from this angle? But anyway, I want to reiterate what I stated in the first one about real fast about how God in his brilliance made the Sabbath a day. You know, he could have made it some kind of ritual where you jump on one leg, do a dance, turn around, and that's how you pay homage to him as the creator. Or he could have wrote it on some stone and some immaculate thing, you know, but he didn't do that. And y'all gotta excuse me, I just got two birds, and this is the first video I'm filming with them. And so they hear me talking, and I'm always talking to them because they babies, and so they think I'm talking to them. You know, we're gonna fix this problem for the next one. But anyway, you know, he could have wrote it on some kind of stone that couldn't be moved or changed throughout the ages, and it just sat there. You know, but he made his Sabbath a day. The devil and no man can change a day. You feel what I'm saying? Like no matter how man fights against it, Saturday is always gonna come. You see what I'm saying? No matter what man do or the devil do, they cannot stop Saturday from coming. The only thing that the devil could do was say, oh, his holy day has changed to a different day. That's the only thing the devil could do, was to try to make his Sabbath a different day. You know, which we know is the first day of the week. When God said, keep the seventh day holy. And for y'all who don't know where to find that commandment, you know, it's Exodus 20 verses 8 through 11. Exodus 20. But anyway, so God in his brilliance made it an actual day as his seal that he's the creator above all things. Like I stated before, no matter what situation you're in, no matter where you're at, nobody can keep you from keeping the Sabbath. The only time you can't keep the Sabbath, if you truly want to, is when you're dead, is if you die. But then the thought just hit me, even in death, Jesus kept the Sabbath. He died on Friday before the sun set. He died on Friday, then he rose early Sunday morning. So even in death, Jesus kept the Sabbath. But anyway, I just wanted to reiterate how brilliant God is by making it a day. Like, I can be in jail in some dungeon somewhere. I can be off in Siberia, you know, working in some frozen field, you know, slave camp, and I can still keep the Sabbath. I don't need nothing exterior to keep the Sabbath. Nothing. And that's the brilliance of God. He knew the devil and wicked men would try and change it. That's why it's the only commandment where the first word is remember. The first word is remember. Now to what I wanted to share today. Oh, and reiterate why the devil and Illuminati hate that, because it is a weekly reminder that the entity they serve and call master, who is Satan, who the Illuminati serve, who the demons serve, who they call master, every once a week, this weekly Sabbath is a reminder to them that, hey, your master isn't the master at all. He isn't the master at all. And we're going to try to fix this, because the devil might be working with my little baby birds over here, because they was quiet really until I started filming. Give me 1 second. We're going to put a blanket over their cage. They're looking at me like, oh, Jay, what you doing? All right, we'll see what that do. But it is a weekly reminder to all Luciferians, all Satanists, even to atheists, that God is the God and creator of all things. But that isn't what I wanted to touch on. Now, what I wanted to touch on today, when God showed me this, it's, like I said, it blows me away when he shows you something on an old subject. The Sabbath. Another reason why the devil hates the Sabbath and all Illuminati, all these secret society, all these cults, one of the reasons why they hate the Sabbath is because the Sabbath actually is a part of creation itself. We know about the creation week. God created the sun. He created light on the first. He created light on the first day. He separated the firmament from the firmament the second day, and so on. We know God created the world, but on the seventh day was the Sabbath, right? But it never really hit me that the Sabbath day itself is a part of creation. Basically what I'm saying is you can't have the creation week without having the Sabbath. The Sabbath is what completed the creation week, making it a part of creation. If I have, say if I got my Bible, say if someone handed you a Bible, but it didn't have the book of Jude or the book of Revelation. It didn't have those two books, but they said, no, this is a complete Bible. You're going to be like, there ain't no complete Bible. What Revelation? What a little bitty book of Jude? That ain't no complete Bible. Well, that's like creation. Without the Sabbath, creation is like a Bible with missing books. And it didn't hit me until the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is awesome. When the Holy Spirit revealed this to me last night, I was blown away. Because when you look at this creation week, the 7-day creation week as a whole body, as a whole unit, the Sabbath is what completed creation. It was the last few pages of creation. So think about it. Now think about it, y'all. The devil wants to be God. The Sabbath is the only commandment that states that God is the creator of all things. It states his authority, his lordship over everything. And it is what completes creation. So if you want to do away with creation, isn't there a push to do away with creation? You can't even mention creation in schools nowadays. They don't even teach it. What are they teaching instead? Evolution. Evolution says that the Bible is a lie. Now we're getting to the rabbit hole. That rabbit hole is so deep. See, the Sabbath, the reason why the devil wants you to think that it's changed to another day, or that I touched on in the last video, that you don't no longer have to keep the 10 Commandments, which I'll state it again, though one of the only things that God himself wrote. Why do we want to do away with it? But we'll read all kinds of books from all these other men, Purpose-Driven Life, Your Better Day Now. We'll read all these books, but we want to do away with the one thing that God wrote with his finger. Let's use our minds. Let's use our minds. But anyway, so evolution is taught in every public school in America. They are pushing this religion. People don't think evolution is a religion, but it is. It takes faith to believe in evolution. Evolution has no fact. It has no premise. It has no concrete to it at all. It takes faith to believe in evolution, making it a religion. And a lot of people don't even realize that Charles Darwin himself said that evolution was not true before he died. He even turned his back on evolution, said, basically like, I don't know what I was thinking. But it was too late. It was too far gone. But they won't tell you that though, but you can research it yourself. What's the motto? The truth loves investigation. But anyway, we have this push to push evolution to our children. Most of us grew up with it in school, talking about the Big Bang Theory. Oh yeah, I did not have to study that either. Right when I read it, I'm on my own. My teachers, my mama, nobody told me not to tell the teacher what I told him. But I'm sitting there, and it hit me one day. Big Bang Theory, explosion, and all this crap. He was like, Josh, what is it? I said, I don't believe in this. I don't have to take this. I don't have to read this. I don't want to study it. He looked at me. I kid you not, he looked at me. I was in 9th grade. I said, yeah, I don't want to read it. I don't even want to study it. It ain't what I believe. And at first he had a problem with it. But he went and consulted with the principal, one of our principals in the school, and the principal said, you know what? Josh is right. We can't make him study it. We can't make him read it. And so I got to go sit in the principal's office for that whole class period in science. Even though a lot of my friends and them thought I was in trouble 90% of the time, because that wasn't my first time in the principal's office, and every time they saw me in there, they didn't know I was just sitting there because I did not take science. They think, oh, Josh, you stay in the principal's office. I couldn't argue. I was in there every day. But but anyway, the thing is, they are pushing this to all our children, and many of us grew up with it. Why? So now, if this is a heavy agenda, think of, these are powerful people to put it in our school books and to have it in every public school. This is a powerful agenda that's being pushed. And the 7th-day Sabbath breaks apart that agenda. And they can't stop it. Like I said, you can't stop a day from coming. The 7th-day Sabbath tears apart that evolution agenda. That's why they hate the Sabbath. That 7th-day Sabbath, if they picture that little kid, I can probably see the little hate coming from when I said I wasn't going to study it. But they have a little kid who says, you know what, I believe in the 7th-day Sabbath. Right there, that child is saying, I believe that God created everything and not some explosion. I don't believe that things just happen. You know, for the theory of evolution to be true, one man said, and I like the way he broke this down, he said, because evolution says that a big explosion happened, and they always throw millions of years on top of it to say that, oh yeah, okay, all of that can gel together in the millions of years. But when you look at, this was made Charles Darwin change before he died. When you look at the complexity of a little cell, the cell is the most complex organism ever in the world right now. Scientists still can't figure out a cell. It's the most complex organism. So they saying that over millions of years, things like a cell just happen to join together. You know, that's like me leaving this, dropping my pens and putting my papers all over the place. And over millions of years, all of that, the papers and pens and stuff will just form into a bookshelf. It'll just form into a bookshelf. You know, but I like the way this one guy put it. He said, evolution is, when they say that evolution is true, they're basically saying it's like a tornado hitting a junkyard, whipping all the car parts and old cars and the junk around, and when the tornado leaves, all of a sudden you got a 77 Mustang put together, fully painted, brand new paint, with a full tank of gas, a key that fits the ignition in the ignition, and the car turned on and running. We said, yeah, that's, you know, and I love that now, because that's basically what evolution says. It says a tornado hit a junkyard, and the tornado just kept twirling over millions of years. It kept twirling, and all of a sudden, when the tornado stopped, you had a brand new, let's say a Chevelle, brand new 79 Chevelle, black with the turbo stripes, with a full tank of gas, running with a key that fixed the ignition in the ignition and turned on. And the radio station turned on. A sermon plan. That's our complex, you know, our complex bodies and how we are. That's what happened, you know. Even so specific and detailed, evolution say there was a sermon playing in the car by your favorite pastor when the tornado left. Come on. But that's why they hate. This is why the devil hates the 7th-day Sabbath. Because any person, any child, anybody who says, you know what, I believe in the 7th-day Sabbath, you are instantly saying, evolution, you are a lie. You are a myth. The Sabbath tears all that apart, and it is a part of creation. See, they want to do away with creation. They want to do away with, evolution wants to do away with creation, and the one complete piece that completes creation that they have to do away with is the Sabbath. Is the Sabbath. Could that be why you have so many people, I call them trolls. Many of you are familiar with internet trolls and YouTube trolls. You know, many of them are Jesuit trained, paid off, but there is an attack on Seventh-day Adventists to call us an occult, crazy demon worshippers, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. But this is why. Because the Sabbath tells them, and they can't stop the 7-day Sabbath, which is why they hate it. But the Sabbath weekly, it tells them once a week that, hey, your master is not the master, and your theory is not the truth. It's a lie. God created the heavens and the earth. Y'all have a blessed one.